Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to VB.NET tutorials. Today we're going to speak about the if statement and how it works. As a starter, before we start building the application, let's check out the form of the if statement. Okay, and for that I've written this proof statement to show you how it works. Okay, first of all, in order to make a logical decision in your application, what you do is use the if statement, and the form is that if followed, it's a keyword of the language, and then followed by your condition, then and it ends with and if. Any number of statements between the if and if is a block are executed only when this condition holds. Okay, so now let's look at this simple program and what it does. We have two variables a and b, both are integers. An input box will read the value from the keyboard and enter it into a, another one will enter it into b. Now a logical check, if the first number is entered is greater than the other, you get this message, a greater than b. If not, if it is smaller, you get a smaller than b. If equal, you get the equal message. So let's test this application and press the if test. Let's use 20. Let's use 10. Or you can see now a is greater than b. Okay. To make it more clear, I'm going to trace into the program. I'll put a breakpoint right here. Or maybe it's better here because we want to read the numbers and just stop on the if part. Okay, let's go back to the program. And now let's enter maybe 9 and 30. Now the program execution is indicated, the place of program execution is indicated with the yellow line. Now it's in here. So A is 9 and B is 30. So now I will use step over. We can see that the program just skip. You can use F10 to perform the trace, but I can't because my recording program will stop. Okay, and let's come back to what happens here. Now A is 9, B is 30. This condition does not hold, so this statement is not executed. So let's continue. Now this one is going to be evaluated. A is 9 and B is 30. A is surely smaller than. So we can see here the message was going to be displayed, and so we get it here. Press OK. Execution continues, and the last one, A and B, they are not equal. So as you can see, the execution skips this part, and the program just finishes up. Okay, now let's continue the execution into different value. Let's use number 5 twice, 5 and 5. Now, this one does not equal this one, so surely it will evaluate false, so no execution. Again, second condition does not apply because 5 is not smaller than 5. And the last one, A and B are equal, so you get into this part and you see the message box. Okay, so this is how it works. One thing we note here that all the 3 conditions are evaluated. Even let's say if the first one is executed successfully, the other 2 does not need to be checked, right? But the way we wrote the program makes this statement get executed every time. Now, we are going to change this program a little bit, but it will behave almost the same. Okay, the end user will not see the difference, but internally it will execute differently. So let's start the program. Let's remove the breakpoint. Okay, so there is another form of the if statement, which is if then else if. And what this one does, smaller than b, written like that. Else if A equal B, then and F. Okay, I'm a little bit lazy, so okay, now this is how it works. If this part is evaluated correctly, if A is greater than B, then you get this message box. Otherwise, you evaluate this one. If A is smaller than B, this one gets executed. Otherwise, if both are equal, you get this one executed. Now, the difference between this and the last one would perform all the 3 checks. This one will only perform one. In the worst case, it will perform the 3 checks, but in the best case, it will check only once. The end result will be the same. So first, let's try it out. Let me use 5 with 5 again. Okay. Now let's try 8 and 5. Okay. Now let's trace the program. We'll put here, and let's use A smaller than B, which means 5 and 10. Let's use this one, 5, 10. Now let's check this out. This one's 5, this one's 10. Now you can see that the program execution just skipped this one. So this one's 5, this one's 10, so this message box should be executed. And here we see the message box going to be displayed. Here we get it out. Okay, now you see something interesting, that there is no check for A equals B. The execution just goes out of the if block, and that's because it works this way. It will stop execution and checking inside the if statement as soon as it finds a matching if condition. Usually they call it the if then ladder, if then else ladder or something like that, as far as I remember. Anyway, so this is a better way to write the code. It gives exactly the same result. Okay. So now we've checked how this one works. Now let's check out another form of if, which is if else. I'm putting another button here. Call it if else test. If else. Now dimension A as integer, dimension B as integer, A equal 10, B equal 20. Now if A equal B, then speedbox numbers equal else, and the speedbox not equal. Now this is another form of if statement. We all know that now. We've just learned that if the condition holds, we get into executing this part. But if this one is not, this condition does not hold, then the block, the else block, get executed. Okay, so this is usually the if else statement. So now let's check this out. Usually we will get not equal. Actually, we can use the else statement in the previous example. Here, if A greater than B, we have a case to display a message box. If A is smaller than B, we have another message box. And otherwise, if this one and this one doesn't hold, it surely means A equal B. So there is no need for a check. We just write else message box A is equal to B. So now let's go back to our program and run it. Now 10 and 10. we can see A is equal to B, and it's perfectly fine. And for that again, 5, 10, A is smaller than B. So this is pretty much how the if statement works. Okay, so now we have just seen how the if statement works. We are ready to start programming our guess game. So now, in order to do that, we are going to remove this statement, or let me start a new project. No saving for anything.